I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you probably already know. If you're here right now, you probably chose the challenging path. And I know, like, we've been going back and forth with this word challenging the past few days, but I think it's necessary to analyze and to look at it and to bring some truth through it. And so there's this misconception that when you are on the spiritual journey and like you've reached spiritual awareness and healing and you're moving into the 5D and everything, that life is just going to be light and love and ease and peace, and there is that. But like the Buddha says, life is suffering, like that is inevitable. And it's true. There is inevitable suffering, but you have choice. That's all you have. You have choice in life of how you respond to life. And so it's how you respond to the suffering. And the way to do it, to really come into alignment with your truth, is to bring awareness around it and not to be suffering, but to be witnessing the suffering that you're experiencing. And so my astrology is, my north node is Scorpio. Hunters today. I like hunting every day now. My north node is Scorpio, which means my south node is Taurus. And your north node is all about like what you're meant to experience here in this life, in this current life. And your south node is known to be like what you experienced in your last go around. I don't really feel like my last go around was on Earth, at least not in like this dimension, I guess. Like maybe it was a different time on Earth. I don't know how to explain it. A different dimension of Earth. And so Taurus is all about luxury and comfort and ease and like, oh, just like living like a queen and like, it feels luxurious and easy. And Scorpio is all about just like going after it, just going through the darkness and just like stinging whatever you have to just to move through and like accomplish. And so the two of these are like the most polar opposite to have in this north node south node dynamic. And so because there's a part of me that's like really used to luxury and peace, and in this lifetime I've had to have all these trials and tribulations that just like take me to the depth of my existence and through many, many dark nights of the soul, it's kind of a shock. But once I learned about this, I was like, oh, okay, this is normal. This is how it's meant to be. This is what I chose. When you have those moments and you're just like, I guess I chose this. I guess this is what I wanted. But it's amazing, right? And I'm so glad that Arlo, come here. Come here. We've been so goodish today. Come here, Bubbles. Sit. Just stay here. Lay down, huh? Lay down. Lay down, huh? Can we lay down? Like half lay down. Come on, lay down. So when we're on this journey and we're still experiencing challenges, it's because you're just going deeper. You're just meant to heal deeper. It's not like the healing ends. It's not like you like get a gold medal once you've reached spiritual enlightenment. No, it's like you have the option. It's like how I see it in my meditations and downloads and everything is like you'll go deeper, and there's that time where like you dig and you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you kind of glide. You're like, whoa, I've reached this next level of like being. And then you feel, and even if you don't feel, there's a time where you start going deeper, and like maybe it just happens because your soul's like, yep, we're ready to go. And maybe I like keep seeing all these animal hairs. This is the life of living on a farm. And you just go deeper. And so what I've been noticing here recently is just that this farm is like, it is a beautiful, intense experience. And what's interesting is that I feel like there's no turning back. Like, I feel like it's permanently changed me in this human life. I remember when I first arrived here and I was fencing like one of the first days, and I was like, how did I get here? I was like, what am I doing? Like, I sold everything in California, my nice like luxury life, even though, you know, it wasn't like I was bawling, but I was living a nice, familiar, comfortable life. And I had that urge, that Scorpio urge to just go deeper. And so I sold everything and I moved to Europe, and I didn't know why. And I traveled for a while, and, you know, I chose to go deeper in a very peaceful way. And then I landed here where it's not so much about that inner meditation, deeper work of like, okay, you know, guides, angels, guides, guide me there, give me downloads, give me messages. It was that for a long time. Like in Switzerland, especially, I was in on Lake Como for a month, and then in Rome and Florence, and then I went to Switzerland for a month and a half, and in the wintertime. And so it was like, it was recluse. I was in my hermit mode, and I was like taking a bath every night. I was meditating for 3 hours in the morning. I was just going deep and having like deep communication, which is like all what I teach in my 21 Days to Know Your Divine Guidance. It's like all about that experience of learning to communicate and have like just clear conversation with your angels and guides and your higher self, your intuition. And then I got here, I was like, I don't really feel the need or like the call to go on those inner journeys as much. I still do every day, but not for 3 hours, because the healing is in my perceived reality. It is in these dynamics with the people on the farm, with the experiences, with the things that come up within me. It feels like a psychedelic journey. So when I went, not went, when I guided one of my really good friends through her psychedelic journey after I did like a ceremony with a coach, she asked me to be her guide, and I said yes, just as a friend, not as a qualified guide. And it was so interesting because she was reliving her deepest, darkest experience. And she asked for that. That was her intention. And so we get to choose, right? The only thing we have is choice. And so she set her intention. I want to go to the depths of where I'm being held back most in life. And it was reliving her darkest time. And I was many of the characters in that storyline at different points of the night for her. And, you know, she was saying the same things that she said in those moments. She was seeing the same things. She was reliving it, but in a different, but very similar dynamic. And so much of what happens here on this farm, in this experience, in this chapter of life, is just like pattern manifestations. That's just what life is. It's just pattern manifestations until you see and change the pattern. And so until you see it, it will continue. And if you just see it and then ignore it, then it continues. But if you see it and you choose differently, then you move through it. But you don't get to choose to move through it by not loving and accepting it. So it's like a riddle. It's like a fucking riddle. Like, how did this place get created? It is like a mastermind. Like, humans go to Earth and make sure that you experience the suffering, but you know that you're not actually suffering. And the only way through the suffering is to love and accept it. But you're not going to want to love and accept it. You're going to want to fight it because it's fighting you. But it's not really fighting you. It's an illusion. It's not real. It's all made up. And by the end of it, you all go back to love and light, and then you can choose to do it again. It's incredible. We're not victims. We're not victims. We signed up for this. And, you know, as I'm having this profound experience watching Yellowstone, which I'd never watched TV. Like, this is my first time really watching like a big series in a while. And it's so interesting because I'm so into all the storylines, even though they're brutal and there's some really gory things, which I never normally watch gory things. But for some reason, I'm being guided to watch this. And I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. It's intense. It is like suffering. They are suffering. They are truly suffering. But they're also so in love. Like their family bond is so deep, and it's just there's also manipulation, and there's also like ego, there's also all this stuff, but at the root of it, it's love, and they're just all showing it in different ways, and they're all just trying to be loved too, and to have peace. All the fighting that they're doing at the root of it is because they want peace. And so watching this, I've been like, wow, my life is a movie. I said this the other day in one of the videos, but it's like all the suffering, not that there's much suffering, my life is beautiful, but all the interesting things, the challenges going on in life, I'm like, this is part of my thing that I get to witness. It's what I signed up for, to witness and experience. Why would one of us like watching Yellowstone, but we don't like watching our own life? You're going to be okay. At the end of it, you're just returning to love and light. At the end of the TV show, you're going to be okay. It's going to be sad that it's over, right? It's like, that was like intense and wonderful. Whoa. When the series is over, you're like, okay, oh, back to normal. It's the same thing for your life. And so you're going to be back to normal. You're going to go back to your home, your true home, after this experience on Earth. But don't turn away when it gets intense. That's when you're most invested in the TV show. That's when you're most invested in the movie. The suffering is what creates. The chaos is what births beautiful things. We need the chaos. We need the challenge. There's the time for gliding, and then there's the time where things get like shit hits the fan, right? We choose. We say we want different. We want more. I said I choose to experience whatever's out here in Europe. Why am I being called here? And then I just went through shit hitting the fan, all the things changing in my life, and things that were not meant to be falling out of my life, relationships falling out of my life. And then it brought me to the next level. Don't, Arlo, stop. And here it's like, because of the environment, we're all living together, working together in this other world, really. I think that's why I was called to Yellowstone too, because farm life is like you are on a different planet. We rarely go into town. We rarely go, like we do for grocery shopping and sometimes errands and stuff, but we're out here and life is right in front of you, and you are with the earth and the planet and the elements, and it's fascinating. And I don't think I could ever turn back. I think that I will always have to live like this, where I'm in nature and with my animals, and I'm collecting so many animals now. I don't really have a choice. I do have a choice. I always have a choice, but this is what I want. And so now I'm in this place of trying to figure it out, and the mind is trying to figure it out. I'm like, well, what do I do? I'm like, do I stay here? Do I buy another farm somewhere? Do I not bring my animals with me other than Arlo? And do I, continue van life? Do I move to another country like New Zealand? Do I check out that? Do I keep traveling? Do I go, no, I'm not really considering this, but do I go back to California and just get a comfortable place and just start going to my luxury gym again and doing all the luxuries, going to Whole Foods and all these things, and having the same language spoken to me by people out on the streets? Never mind. Never mind. Life's fascinating. Life is meant to be confusing. It's beautiful that it's confusing. If you knew everything, why when we're watching a TV show do we not want people to ruin it for us? We're like, don't spoil it. Or we're reading a book, we're like, don't spoil it. But why in life do we want the spoilers? Why do we want to know? Why can't you just trust that you're going to be okay? This is all by design. You are not alone. You are never, ever alone. You have your divine team with you, supporting you, waiting for you to call on them. And when you call on them, you can then let go. But it's that part of letting go that the mind is like, I can't. And that's where you have to focus. Focus and tell your mind who's boss. Pretty much, the soul needs to be in the driver's seat. The mind needs to be in the passenger seat. The body needs to be protected and in the back seat, maybe in a car seat. And we need to have this beautiful dynamic of the three united at equal value. Equal value, but the soul knows. The soul has the wisdom. The mind gets to choose. The body experiences. We have to listen to all parts, value all parts, and put them all in the right location. Don't forget the body at home. Don't have the mind driving, saying, I got to do this all on my own. I got to get through the suffering. No, you will be guided. Just enjoy the ride. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Arlo, come over here. Drop it, and come here. It's a deer bone. Come over here. Oh, you know you're in trouble. Sit. I'm moving today. I'm gonna move to this new beautiful spot on the farm next to Ladybug, my rescue horse that you guys helped me save, baby Chaos in her belly, and I think it's just a new chapter. I think that, where I'm parked right now, I'm with like a bunch of people, a bunch of new people coming in and out, and that served such a wonderful experience for so long. I've been here for like 8 months now, and I met so many amazing people, some people that are like my closest people now. But now I'm feeling like I want more space to be and to create and to, just have some privacy and to also not be interrupted by, late night partying and all the things. Because not that I'm getting older, but I'm just really valuing this like inner journey and knowing my boundaries and knowing that I don't have to be available to people all the time. And it's beautiful. And then once this is all set up and I'm sure my van is driving, I'll start going on more and more adventures. I decided that in a week or 2 weeks after Giving Tuesday, because that's a big time for nonprofits to receive donations and whatnot. So I'm going to support the farm in a campaign for that so that we can get some donations going for all the areas that the nonprofit needs funds. After I have that campaign complete and the merchandise store running and the website running, then I'm going to go to Lake Como, I think, and spend maybe a few weeks there, maybe Lake Garda, or maybe I'll go to the coast. I don't know. So I'll take you guys along on that journey with me. I'm going to order a Starlink soon so that I can really have service and create, because I have a lot of things that I'm creating, like my 12-week course that starts on January 1st. It's a 12-week course for deconditioning your mind, deconditioning all the parts of your mind that have kept you limited and away from the life that you truly desire. And so the subconscious is powerful, but this program teaches you how to rewire the subconscious mind to set yourself free, to be healed, to be abundant, to witness the suffering, because the suffering is inevitable. Even if you're the most spiritually awake person, you will still face suffering. But you are not the suffering. You get to witness, you get to experience, you get to go deeper, you get to heal. It's beautiful. The suffering is beautiful. The chaos is beautiful. So 21 Days to Know Your Divine Guidance is all about learning the language of your divine team, getting that clear communication so that you can have that guidance for the rest of your life, make decisions from that place rather than asking Susie, your friend, or, random people out in life who are just based off of their own conditionings and their own subconscious patterns. I've never, since I was a kid, understood asking for advice from other people. Maybe if they're like an expert in business, I would understand, or if they're an expert in certain things, maybe, and I trust their patterns and conditionings, but a lot of it is emotional and can get messed up. And so, you don't need to ask for advice. You have all the answers within you. And 21 Days to Know Your Divine Guide, or 21 Days to Rewire Your Mind, is all about rewiring your mind, healing your nervous system, and stepping into your chosen timeline. It's super, super powerful. It has all the tools, many of the tools that healed my body from chronic illness, that set me free to the point where I just volunteer most of my time and I have money coming in all the time, which is such a beautiful, wonderful experience. I love life. Life is fascinating. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. I love you. I love being here. I'm so grateful. I've always wanted to be on YouTube since I started on this spiritual journey 10 years ago when my catalyst happened of my car accident and I lost so much of what I thought I was and started remembering the truth of what I was. And so, love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. If you don't know what to say in a comment, but you want to comment, you can say, hello, Arlo. Be a good boy. We love you. Please like this video. It does support my channel. Subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more of these videos and be along for the journey. I'll probably do some vlogging and show you the thing that I'm going to build with, well, my friend here is going to help me build it. It'll be like a roof cover that I will be able to park under, and the spot that I'm parking is beautiful. It has like this kind of view, a little bit lower, but it has mountains all around. It's going to be really, really nice. I'll have plants growing up that will be insect repellents, and so it will repel the horse flies in the summertime, even though in the summertime I'm going to Norway. That is my plan, what my soul is saying. So I'm so excited. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.